Back with some more TEW here, and I decided to run the show here in April and not skip it a month and see how we go with that now. I do think though that this could be a little bit risky and we could go into the minus figures here in terms of our bank account, but it would only be slightly, and I'm willing to take that risk. We can do that. Thankfully, I'll just be able to skip a month or so and we'll be fine. We'll be back on track. So we're going in though with 4,700 in the bank account, almost 4,800. We're going to try it out anyway, and for the most part it's a cheap enough card, I think anyway. There's only 3 matches, they're all singles matches, and it's really just to try and keep going with our momentum here. Although we may just go ahead and skip another month and then come back in June to do our next show, which would be fine. I'm okay with doing that. Yeah, so let's go ahead then into the show. Of course, running in British Columbia once again, in generic venue. Let's run the show. I think it could be a pretty decent show. So we start off the match here with Billy Swede going up against Rhett Titus, who debuts his cocky gimmick here, and he makes a debut himself. But originally I was going to give Rhett Titus the win here, but instead what I decided to do was I decided to give Billy Swede this match, put Billy Swede over in this match. It's about that I had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Billy Swede, the local boy, goes over against Rhett Titus here in 11 minutes 50 seconds by pinfall after he gets a surprise cradle. So it is a quick roll up pin, and it shouldn't damage Rhett Titus too much. He's got an initial rating of average. That's Rhett Titus's cocky gimmick here. This match got the show off to a strong start, which is good, and it got the crowd hot at a 14 in-round performed by Rhett Titus. But the match really was carried here by the match was carried here by Rhett Titus. So we'll go into the next segment here, but then Colin Delaney, who makes his return, comes out and he attacks Billy Swede. Now, if you remember back to our first show, Colin Delaney was injured by Billy Swede, and this is him getting his revenge on him. So he beats him down in the ring, throws him out of the ring, and beats him around the arena for a bit, and then we just segment over to our next segment here. But that was a 12 overall rating, which isn't too bad. I'm happy enough with that. But in our next event, we will be having the blow off to this feud. So then we have Brian Cage make his debut here. In a decent match, we give Brian Cage the win against Joe Coffey here in 12 minutes 45 seconds by pinfall after he hits a discus lariat. But this is actually following interference by Jimmy Havoc. Now, if you remember, Jimmy Havoc and Joe Hendry have been feuding, and although he got a win, Jimmy Havoc still decides to interfere in this match and really just, not that Joe Hendry have a good time at all. The Brian Cage debuts his wrestling machine brute gimmick, and it got an initial rating of very good, so that is very good indeed. And of course this is Brian Cage's debut, so it gets him off to a strong start. This match got the crowd hotter, 41 in-ring performance by Brian Cage and a 24 by Joe Hendry. Nobody is improving though, which is a shame because, well, they're decent enough workers though, so yeah, 34 rating altogether there. And then though, at the end of the match, as Joe Hendry is struggling to get up to his feet, Jimmy Havoc doesn't necessarily he doesn't attack Joe Hendry, but he does challenge him to a match on our next event, and Joe Hendry just kind of nods his head in acceptance, and Jimmy Havoc leaves. So that will be the blow off match of that feud. I'm still not sure who we're going to put over in that blow off match, but chances are they will go on to have a title shot, possibly. At some point anyway. 26 overall rating there, and that's not too bad. I'm happy enough with that. But then in our main event here, we have Kyle O'Reilly go up against Sean Defy in a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Kyle O'Reilly defeats Sean Defy in 19 minutes 58 seconds, so just before the 20 minute mark, he gets a pinfall after hitting a brainbuster. Now, this is actually Defy's third loss. He has not won yet. He has been pinned every single match. So that's gonna start to play into it at some point. Don't worry, there's a reason why he keeps on getting beat. So that's an overall segment rating of 30 there. So yeah, I'm happy enough with that. A 34 there by Kyle O'Reilly and a 22 by Sean Defy. So that's a very good performance there by Kyle O'Reilly. But Sean Defy is improving in both his rumble skills and his technical skills, so that's good to see. I'm happy with that. But then we end the show here with Kyle O'Reilly picking up the mic and saying something along the lines of, now, I know that our champion, your champion, isn't here tonight, but last time we were in the ring together, he cheap shot at me, and that's something I'm not going to forget. But next time, on our next event, I challenge him to a match one-on-one, not for his title, but I want a grudge match with that man, and pretty much, something along those lines. And now, in our next match, we will have Kyle O'Reilly go up against Adam Cole, and it's not necessarily a title match, but depending on who we decide to put over, they could end up having another title match. But that's an 82 people at this event, and a 25 segment rating here to close it off and make those 82 people relatively happy. And we get a 29 overall rating there. That's not a bad rating at all. I'm happy enough with that one. So the people that we're gonna play as here is gonna be Kyle O'Reilly, Brian Cage, and finally Rhett Titus. So Kyle O'Reilly will compliment on a good performance. We'll do that for them all. Well, no, not you. Actually, you done very well. So you will be praised for a great performance. That's Brian Cage, by the way. Kyle O'Reilly seemed pleased, as did Brian Cage, as did Rhett Titus. So that's not a bad event there. We'll check how much that cost us to run that event. It shouldn't have cost too much, I wouldn't have imagined. There was a couple of higher paid people there, but it's really just to capitalise on the momentum at the minute, because we're starting to build up on our momentum. We'll give it a month off, I think, though, and we'll be able to put on a really good show, hopefully. So we will though want to see about lining up Adam Cole's next challenger, and that will be coming up in the next event. We will have a challenger lined up for Adam Cole to go up against once again, but we've got a decision to make here. Jimmy Havoc wants a pay rise. That's a lot of money you want, Jimmy Havoc. That is a lot of money. Right, I'm gonna reject that pay rise. That's too much. So, yeah. Jimmy Havoc isn't happy, but that's fine. So we'll minus 146, but I'm fine with that. So what we might just do is, so as we don't have too much negativity in the locker room, is I might just make Joe the blow off match for their feud, loser leaves Generation Wrestling. This is Jimmy Havoc and Joe Hendry, and that would figure that out. We won't have to pay him any more money, and it would be fine. I would be happy with that. Yeah, so we might just do that. Time to heal for Kyle O'Reilly, that's fine, and Brian Cage as well. Let's go ahead and look at our roster. I'll push it. We'll see if we've got much of a change here. Roster overview. We have Half Shearer, Jimmy Havoc, Gov Shearer, Eddie Kingston, Kyle O'Reilly and Brian Cage all in the main event, so that's good there. Our upper mid, Adam Cole still in the upper mid card. Nothing really has changed in the upper mid card. Nothing's changed in the mid card either really, so no big changes to talk about right now. Nothing major that we have to talk about. Let's check our size. Our importance is still 9 and our size is still 10. Now I do want to get that importance and our pop size is still 10. I do want to get our pop and our importance up as soon as possible. So hopefully we will be able to do that in the next show, which won't be for a month and a half or so, which would give us time to really build up money and be able to put on a good show for that one. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and put in that into our schedule. Let's add an event, one all on Generation Wrestling 3. That will be a special, and we'll do it in June, August. So June, August. So we'll do a show in June, we'll do a cheaper show in July, we'll skip out August and go to September, then they'll hit me up. That's the plan. June. Just say what month it is. I'm pretty sure it's April. I can't remember what month it is, but yeah, that would do there. That would be fine. See if an exit, close that down. Let's go ahead and pre-book a few matches in for that show. Book match. We will put in that blow off match will be there. Colin Delaney will be taken on Billy Swade, that's right. You are Canadian, right? Yep. So we can save that, that's good there. That will be the big blow off match there, and then we will have another blow off match here between Jimmy Havoc and Joe Hendry. That's good there. So those are both, grudge matches, and then we're gonna have to put in a one-on-one match here between Eddie Kingston. Now this is going to be a number 1 contenders match for the title. We'll put Eddie Kingston up against could put him up against Red Titus, couldn't we? Yeah, let's do that, and that will be a number 1 contenders match for the title. So that will be fine there. Let me check that pre-booking again. you know what, we'll go ahead and no, we won't pre-book a tag team match just yet, but we will have a tag team match in there. So that's going to be quite an expensive card, and it's probably going to cost the guts of about $8 altogether for us to put on. So hopefully that, you know, we'll have about $8 by then. I think we should. If not, then we'll have about $7, and then we can just, you know, we should be able to get away with $7 by then. Maybe we won't, but I'm thinking that we will. But that's going to end it there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.